Hey everyone, how you doing today? Thought I'd show you another update on the Skaar entry-level Combat CV for RE2, and it is definitely coming along pretty good right now. In fact, it's mostly complete, but I got probably a couple, 2, 3 more hours of finagling with things, and I'll kind of go over what I need to do to the ship yet. But at this point, I did add a lot of LCDs, got light sensors in place, built out almost all of the interior except for one area I'll show you. And it's yeah, definitely well on its way. Couple little bugs I got to work out yet, and a little finagling. But let's get aboard here. Let me lower the lights down a little bit and see how this works. Okay, so interior space. It didn't end up exactly how I thought it was gonna. In fact, I thought I was gonna have this utility room that we're now in the back part of the ship, but it turns out with fitting parts and stuff, it worked out better this way. So as soon as you walk in through the side doors, you've got a lot of utility in here. Place for a couple constructors. It'll probably come in stock with one advanced constructor, and you'll have a location for a second one. It does have two 240K ammo bays in it. I do have to get LCDs or something there with that yet. Fridge, food processor. Over here you've got this combo pack here of a weapon locker, armor locker, and armor repair. So, or probably weapon and ammo armor. That's it, one of those words. Repair. On the other side, you do have a location for a teleporter, and it does have a sensor already set up for that. Then you have a kind of a bizarre medical bay. It's got all the stuff, so you got your all your specialized stuff in the area. You do have your main two parts, and then of course your toilet and shower in there as well. So yeah, it's kind of a weird thing. I do have a gravity generator. I use the medium-sized gravity generator in this build. So it exactly covers the area of the ship, and yeah, so it saved a little bit of room going with that one instead of the full-size one. I do have like locations. I got to get a LCD in here, but like I have one of the improved cores over here. It's got a slot for a second one there. It does have two basics up in the ceiling, and this is kind of part of it that I need to mess with. So if we head back in the ship first, we get into this back room here, and this is where we've got Pentaxi tank, the 30 light year warp drive, so I'm just using the cheaper one. And then some additional part locations here for a couple advanced cores, a 1x3 generator, and a superior core back here as well. So I'm trying to do this whole thing like the Macar with putting these LCDs over all the part placements in the build. And then you've got access to the warp drive here, so you can touch on it to upgrade it to the 60 light year version if you want to. So if we go forward here, then we get into our main engineering room. So in here, again, trying to make it look kind of industrial and rusty and welded together and all that kind of fun stuff. So we got our main big generator here. We've got locations to add a total of 8 small shield parts. There's 6 of them in this location, and then there's 2 more kind of going on the front wall of this room. And then there's locations to add 4 medium-sized shield parts kind of in the center of this room area. On the other side here, you've got your main shield. Now I've got the standard full-size shield in here. I don't got the advanced one right now. I got a little bit of extra CPU leeway though, so maybe that'll get upgraded stock. I'm not sure yet. Now, a couple things with this room, too, to explain. I actually grabbed a bunch of, like, Sathium plates and used the multi-tool, and I upgraded a lot of the side hull blocks around these areas here. So it's mostly hardened steel, and a couple layers, actually, around the generator and stuff like that. Even these interior walls here are hardened steel as well. I'm trying to make it tougher. So I probably swapped out about 20 blocks or so, or maybe per side, over here with hardened steel around the main shield as well, just to give it more hull strength. I did a lot more of that around where the fuel tanks are over here. There's a couple of the big fuel tanks in here. Even the interior blocks are hardened steel going all the way around these fuel tanks, and a double layer on the outside of the ship. So that actually would come out to kind of see what's going on here. There's a layer and then another block layer, and then it gets into the fuel tanks. And I basically, yeah, I converted all this stuff, even the lower blocks, all to hardened steel around those fuel tanks over there. Again, I'm trying to watch the weight, but at the same time, I'm trying to make it a little tougher in things too. So finally, at the front of this room is this uh, basically blowout room. This is the front of the ship, or the nose of it. I haven't done this room yet. I did add in a hardened steel wall in between this room and getting into the engineering section though. And I'm actually half tempted. I'm probably going to swap out this door for a blast door as well. I was looking at the hit points right before the video, and like this door is 1100 hit points. I thought, oh, that's okay. And then I compared it to a hardened steel block, 12,500 hit points. So literally this door is like 10 times less strength than a hardened steel block. So yeah, I might put in a blast door there instead. I think it'll add a little bit more weight to the ship, but got a little bit of leeway yet. So trying to make it tougher, basically. All right, so last part of this, let's go up to the bridge section, and that is up the elevator here. Now the bridge, I haven't done much with the bridge yet. I haven't added in any parts. I just basically kind of put in some blocks and the seats and textured it. So yeah, it's just kind of empty in here right now. So, but other than that, you get the general layout. I did put the core right over by the pilot seat again, so hopefully if the pilot gets killed, it'll blow the core at the same time, and the AI will leave your ship alone so you can snag it and fix it and use it for another day, hopefully is the game plan there. And the bridge does have these side entry doors as well, so quite a few different ways into the bridge. You do have a top door here, too. So, and then the back door here will go out to the landing pad on the back of the ship. And that is pretty much the whole build right now. So, what's left to do? Obviously, that front room I haven't done anything with yet. Where I'm running into issues is with core block placements. And I got to reconfigure some things. It's kind of a bit of a haphazard mess here. I've got like a basic core there, another basic core here. I got locations for a couple improved cores across the ceiling here, and obviously I've got room for 2 advanced cores and 1 superior core, but 1 superior core, and I definitely want a location for another superior core and probably some other core blocks beyond that yet, maybe a couple of the quantum, or to build up the full core 9 setup on here, and that's where I'm really having issues with. So I'm kind of being stupid with my space in this room a little bit. I was trying to go for a lot of, I don't know, weird, rusty looking welded together crap in the ceiling, and that's kind of wasteful. So I think I might have to just kind of reconfigure this so I can get like a couple, maybe superior cores in this general location, and then the advanced cores are much easier to fit in other places, and just kind of refinagle some things around a little bit. I did ultimately want all the cores in one location, but at the same time, I just don't have a room big enough for that anywhere on the ship. And I probably wasted a little bit of room in here. There's obviously some more room where you could dump something here. It's just really screwy area to work with, and it has this kind of like 3-block ceiling. And again, I'm trying to add some Skaarness character to the build as well. A lot of kind of like the Megalodon interior, kind of, same idea, basically. So, other than that, that is pretty much the whole build right now. Beyond that, it does have a detector, and it does have Wi-Fi as well. So, those parts are in place too. So, stat-wise, here, let me turn on the lights again. And currently, it ended up being a size class 3, barely size class 3, just like a couple little ticks over on a size class 2. All the stats, the lowest speed in any direction ended up being 85. It's actually better than I thought it was going to be. So I'm all right with that right now. So that works out pretty good. The roll, yaw, and pitch stayed pretty good too. Flies nice. Obviously, when you start adding shield parts and all the guns, it's going to add to the weight and slow it down. So be mindful of that one. CPU-wise, it's a Core 4 build right now. I do have about 30,000 extra CPU left over, so I intend on trying to use that somehow, some way. Its main shield ended up at not very strong right now at 13,836. Now it's just running a full-size standard shield in it with no additional shield parts right now. So that's basically mostly, or a lot of this shield strength, or at least the 38, 36 of it is due to hull blocks and things like that. But yeah, that's pretty much the build. I do have to label the storage in here as well. It has two 240K ammo controllers, and that's it. 3 boxes. 3 boxes, 240K ammo controllers. Now, one other thing I was thinking about, I do have some weird wasted room kind of below the bridge area here. Oh, I must be tripping the sensor there. I thought I had a interior light that wasn't on the sensor yet. But like some of this area, like in the floor and stuff, I was actually half tempted to add in another controller, maybe a harvest controller at around 200. Excuse me, around 200K. I think I could pull that off. There's enough blocks I could swap out in here to do that in, and I think that would be kind of neat as an option as well. If you were using this and did want to like slop on a multi-turret, to do some salvage, mining, that would be kind of a nice option to have a harvest controller built in. Right now, if you wanted to do that, you could swap out one of the ammo controllers for a harvest controller and then do it that way. But on how it's moving and stuff, I think I can get away with a little bit more storage in the build, and a harvest controller I think would be probably the best option to do with that. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about right now. But other than that, that is the whole build at this moment in time, and I just keep on feeling like I'm forgetting something. I don't know what yet. I'm trying to cover my P's and Q's, make sure everything's in place. Like, oh, oxygen. I haven't even tested oxygen in the ship. It does have ventilators, but not everywhere. So yeah, that's another thing I gotta address is O2 in the ship. So that'll be done yet too. So other than that, please let me know what you think, and any suggestions, ideas, or it'd be very, very helpful. I plan on getting this out probably this Sunday. I'm thinking, or maybe not. Oh, that's Father's Day. Sometime soon, maybe this weekend. If not, maybe like Monday after that, I'll get it to the workshop. That's kind of my goal there. I almost forgot it's Father's Day too. I'm not gonna be like having a lot of time to be doing all this that day at least. But yeah. Anyway, please let me know your thoughts, and I will talk to you later.